Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. We're playing as Vampire Venom Mage of Okawaru for the Crawl 0.18 release tournament. We just entered the lair, so many new challenges await. But I think we are pretty well equipped for them. Mostly, we just got to be careful with monsters who are resistant to poison, huh? We also need to remember, oh, jeepers. Whoa. Let's go bad form here. There's a lot of yaks. I can't fight that many at once. All right, we're gonna have an exciting time right now, trying to find somewhere safe to be. The nice thing about vampires is with bat form, you can actually do this. You don't have to teleport, but it's starting to look like I should. That's why we bought other teleportation. All right, but I feel fine with having first looked for other choices. Ow. Yeah, I guess we should be using heroism fairly often. I mean, that's always true, right? But I just thought, like, hey, we're pretty strong. We can just punch things. Turns out, though, like, most things in lair are pretty scary for us at our current level of power. And so we should rely on heroism, which is what it's for. It's for using, like, all the dang time. There's a whole bunch of monsters up by the entry to lair, of course. What else do I need right now? Probably not the scale. I don't think I'm going to be wearing anything that heavy. If it were really good, I would... You know what? Let's just try it on. It's going to drain me when I take it off, and it's terrible. So bad. Ugh, gross. That's what I get for taking it off. For trying it on, rather. But alright, let's identify, like, Wand of Digging is one of the few that you can get use of out of without much Evo skill. Book of Callings. Vampires are decent summoners, I think. Yeah, 0. Yeah, don't really want any of that. I don't want to go into conjurations for, like, I saw that we have Venom Bolt still in our book. Basically, the spells we haven't learned yet are the ones that have conjurations, because I don't want to go that direction. Let's cure the poison now. With a potion of curing, actually. No. Yes. Let's cast Cure Poison. And then we'll just walk away from this guy instead of tabbing him, because he should be poisoned pretty badly now. And I don't want to risk letting him attack me. He didn't die, which kind of stinks, but we got him. Looks like Gamma Funk is finally starting up his first tournament game. Going to show us all what he's made of. The next NEM choice, this one we're on has already been won. The one after this is what he's playing, a Kobold Monk. He's gonna stream it. You know, I would tell you guys go watch the stream, but, like, I don't know. By the time this video is up, I would sort of expect that the stream is probably, gosh, 2 spiny frogs. All right, that one woke up, which is not a good thing for spiny frogs to do in my experience. I wish they would stay asleep forever. So do we fly away or do we fight them? And I think we fly away. Most characters don't have that option, but we have bat form, so we should. I'm not sure exactly how far away we can get before we start getting into scary territory, but it looks like pretty far. I would sort of expect him to have lost track of us by now. Fine, if you guys are going to insist on fighting me both at once. Hello, don't miscast so much, please. All right, there we go. Looks like we got him. Yeah, we did lose the spiny frog. Giant frogs are much less of a concern. Blink frogs, we won't be able to melee very effectively, but we can Toxic Radiance them. Hydras, we won't be able to kill at all. They're poison resistant and just disgustingly strong in melee, so we'll just fly away, and that's our Hydra plan. Stop miscasting that. It's a really important spell, and I don't want to miscast it. Which way do I run here? I think just this way. We'll Pillar Dance him a little bit. Heroism. Back up. Try to keep them from getting a 2-on-1 against me, which they can get if they insist. Let's do some more Toxic Radiance and just walk away. That ought to do it. Ah, there's another one still. All right, we got him though. We'll just rest up over here. It's a lot of bad things in the lair. And we're just like kind of fragile right now. So we are gonna have to run away from a lot of it. Spiny frogs, just do the same thing we did before, but in reverse. Gonna run this way. New spiny frog. We could train a little bit of stealth. I think would help a fair bit. Two spiny frogs on opposite corners of the level is actually pretty bad, because it means there's nowhere good I can run to where neither of them will see me. Yeah. But we do have pretty reasonable stealth. We actually just snuck by him, which is fine with me. Okay, wolves, another problem. This is just horrible. I could do orc first. It's an option. The orcs in there should go down pretty easy to OTR. There was some bad stuff by the lair staircase. But it was mostly just like a player ghost and a snake or something. I mean, we can run from a player ghost. And I just don't feel very comfortable in lair right now. Right, we can toxic gradients a bunch of wolves, though. I hope. Especially with heroism up. For the dodging and everything. Like, as long as these spiny frogs are the main issue in here, really. And a lot of stuff is an issue without heroism, but with heroism, it's sort of okay. Yeah, let's get out of here, though. Just try to stay out of monsters' line of sight is the thing here. Huh! There was a hippogriff, and then I walked away, and like the hippogriff was still in view, but it's a different hippogriff. All these yaks. Let's try to lose them over here. Porcupine, spiny frog, jeez. Stay away from the fast enemies, that's the main thing. Maybe we can loop around these yaks and get back to the stairs out of the lair. I don't know if this is an especially nasty lair 1 or if it's just like it's been a while since I went to lair 1 from like dungeon 8 as opposed to finding it much later or what. But it's just not nice in here. I'm worried a little. Okay. I assume we haven't found orc, right? It's like not even possible for us to have found orc yet. Yeah, it's not. Okay. All right, let's go find somewhere safe to rest. The corner up here, I recall, is pretty okay, probably. There's a hungry ghost, but I think with heroism we ought to be pretty okay against him. And I don't mind getting made hungry a bit. Okay. That lair experiment. Scary place. Venom Mage, more than almost any other background, I think, is encouraged to do Orc a little early. Now that Orc is only 2 levels, it's a bit harder to just go in and find a few easy picking enemies to level up off of. You know, the whole place is swimming with Orc warlords and so on. You do have to be pretty careful. Try to sneak up on him. I don't really want to fight him at all, but I'm running from this other stuff. There he goes. Embroidered robe? Our robe is pretty good. We're sort of like getting to where the Venom Mage background is not carrying us as much as I would like anymore. Which, like, is just bound to happen. It's not a long-term background. I don't know, like, the, with Venom Bolt, you can make it stretch a little bit longer if you want to go for conjurations. Stealth is level 5, that's fine. Let's turn on combat back on. But generally, like, Sting and OTR, like you can make them work for quite a while. Like, especially say if you go to Spider, OTR is quite good. But it's just like there's a lot of stuff that you can't deal with the tools in the Venom Mage book, and so you have to develop some other thing. And for us, that's unarmed combat, and like that's fine. But it's just like right now we're like worse than a pure unarmed combat character would be at unarmed combat, and our Venom Age stuff is kind of filling the gap there, but kind of not. Like for some monsters, it makes them quite easy. But for other monsters, it doesn't help at all, and we're sort of left in the position of just being a bad monk. And it's not like monk is a terribly strong starting background. It's like okay. But I wouldn't choose to be a bad monk. Still no orc, right? Right. I don't know, like I feel like Lair should be easier than going deeper into the dungeon, but it doesn't seem like that's actually the case. There's just so much stuff on Lair 1 this game for some reason. That I had to run away. And spiny frog. Jeez, really? There goes the jelly. I'm corroded -8 though. Let's just get out of here. We killed the sheep anyway. Where does this staircase go? It goes here. Sounds good. I forget what I was in the middle of. Doesn't really matter, I don't think. Just probably talking about like unarmed combat and how it's like kind of hard to be good at sometimes. I don't know. Gamafunk has started his stream. He doesn't seem to have moved from the starting location, but he's playing and people are watching. I would have fun watching that, but I'm like in the middle of my own thing right now. And as I've mentioned some number of episodes, I'm usually listening to music while I play, but I think if I were listening to somebody talk, it would be pretty distracting. Hard to remember to keep saying things, hard to keep track where my sentences were going and so on. Which, like, as you may have noticed, I often mess that up anyway. But imagine how much worse it would be if someone else were talking in my ear all the time. A wasp, they're susceptible, right? Yeah. See you later, wasp. Book of Debilitation. None of these are that good. Vampires have a pretty good Hex's aptitude, so I really should at least consider learning some of this. Slow is good, but like I already have Bat Form, which is like a better version of Slow, sort of. Except it doesn't help in combat, right? But I don't know. Slowing enemies in combat, I just don't want to invest in that. It would have a bad fail percent, or it would tend not to affect monsters that I'm fighting. And even if I could train it up to be good enough for the monsters I'm fighting now, like pretty soon we'll be fighting stronger monsters, and I'd have to keep training it. It'd be a constant drain on my experience to to train hexes. And I think I'll do better to just nice stab. I think I'll do better to just put that experience directly into my fighting skills, rather than like have weaker fighting but be able to slow enemies. I don't really know exactly how to use slow. Like, it's not a spell that I often learn. When I play a Kybriatus game, I'm pretty comfortable with using bend time, which is like slows everything adjacent to you. But there you just sort of like get it for free with all the skills you were training anyway, specifically in invocations. And it's quite powerful because it like it's resisted by MR, not by MR rather, but by just monster hit dice, which is like their overall strength. Evasion, sure. And it's powerful enough that it works on most monsters. Is this? Tell me this is my vault. Nope. Treasure trove. 16 potions of curing. All right. What, right now, I have 2. All right, well, we'll think about it. I'm not going to really adjust my play too much for that trove. If quaffing curing is the right thing to do tactically, I'll do it. Bunch of whites. Morningstar, halberd, trident. Not weapons that I am keen to fight. Let's quaff a potion of blood now. And heroism. Alright, that turns out to be pretty easy. But wow, heroism lasts for so little time these days. They really did make training invocations relevant. And I guess now that we have finesse, let's go ahead and train it some more. Yes, yeah, so what they did was they increased the success rate of heroism and finesse at low invocation skills, but reduced the duration so that if you want a longer lasting heroism, you should train it. I think that was a fun choice. It certainly made things more, like, I don't know. It used to be that as soon as I got heroism usable, I would just turn off invocations because the benefit of having longer duration was like not relevant. It was already long enough duration for every fight I got into. And now it's like actually it can run out by the end of a fight and need to be reapplied. You remember a while ago we fought a phantom and we used heroism on him 3 times. Which, you know, excessive? Yeah, maybe. But let's just drink a potion of blood here. But it wouldn't have even been an issue with old heroism because it would have lasted that whole fight. All right, there's dungeon 10. Still no orc, huh? Dungeon 11, a little bit dicey. I don't think I want to go down to 12. If we don't find orc here, I'm just gonna go back to lair. Hope for the best. I read a proposal someone, not a developer, just like some guy, but presumably I think I don't really know like the player, so maybe he's not an experienced player at all, but he like might be. Anyway, he had proposed something on the tavern that I thought was that I like. There's some things I don't like about it and some things I do. Maybe we shouldn't be fighting a 2-headed ogre without heroism? What do you guys think about that, huh? He's just gonna die, though, looks like. Yeah. He proposed something he was calling semi-linearization. Sort of general thrust being that, let's see, toxic gradients, heroism, more toxic gradients. That the order in which you do branches and like It's just all way more complicated than it needs to be, and it can be confusing for new players to know like what they should do next. Like, especially you're going through lair, right, and you see the spider nest, and you're like, oh, sure, it's right here. I should go in, right? But like an experienced player knows that's crazy. You don't do the lair branches as soon as you see them. They're much more difficult than the surrounding lair content. So instead, you do lair, and then you like maybe do orc, you maybe do the rest of dungeon, and then you go back for one of the lair runes, and then you go to vaults to get some experience before you do the other lair rune, which is harder than vaults, but you're not allowed in until you've gotten one rune, so you have to get one rune and then do vaults. And it's just like super complicated. And also people hate rune lock, like that you're not allowed into vaults until you have a rune, and you're not allowed into Zot until you have 3 runes. So his proposal, whereas like people don't particularly hate the like, oh, you can't go into vaults until you get to the level of dungeon where they're at or whatever, right? That makes sense. But like there's a door right here and you can't go into it because you don't have a rune yet. Doesn't make sense. And so his proposal was to remove the early runes, like the lair runes, and replace them with entrances to the vaults, and then have everything else be reachable from the vaults. You know, put elf down there, put Zot inside of vaults. I'm not sure about depths. Maybe depths is reach. Maybe put depths inside of vaults. Actually, was I think the proposal. So after vaults 5. So then you would have to do one of the lair branches and vaults, and then you could go into depths. And the thing that appeals most to me about this is that the sort of weird Byzantine order you should do things that currently is totally opaque to new players is just gone, right? Now you just sort of like, if you see a place you can go, then going there will probably not be a disaster. It'll be like a reasonable place for you to decide to go. I like that idea. The details, I don't know. Like for one thing, it would mean I would have to do vaults 5 a lot more often. I often just do like vaults 1 to 4, or even less, just the first couple floors of vaults until something scary happens, and then I leave and go finish up the other runes I really wanted to do. A lot of players these days just like always do vaults 5, and I think that's a terrible decision. But you know, what can you do? Hello, Hydra. I'll see you later. And so to them, of course, this proposal would be and so like there were suggested proposals like counter. If you really think it's important that you don't have to do vaults 5, you could put secret entrances to Zot inside of the Abyss and inside of Slime or something, right? Actually, Dungeon 11 was fine. I'll try Dungeon 12. And in that way, you could sort of maintain the current status quo of you have to do usually a lair branch, and then like usually perhaps another lair branch, and then Slime or Vaults or Abyss, or yeah, those are the ones I mean. It seems like a little bit contrived, but the current system is very contrived, so let's go upstairs and read these scrolls. So anyway, I don't really think that that's going to get in or anything, but it was an interesting proposal, and it has some features that I like. I don't remember why I was thinking about it. Ow! Holy word, hurts, man. Let's read the next one. It'll be Torment. Nope, blinking. We're getting out of there because there was a bunch of noise. We made a bunch of noise when we read the scroll. No. Yeah, I don't even remember what made me start thinking of that, honestly. Thinking about going into branches at a particular time, maybe? Talking about whether we should do lair or orc? I don't know. Alright, used up all of our MP on poisoning things and then heroism, but I'm totally happy with that. The gargoyle's a bit of an issue. Just want to make sure we keep heroism up, I guess, is the main thing. Yeah, let's just take him upstairs all by himself. Ow, this is hurting quite a bit. Finesse? Well, there goes that. Those stone arrows, they hurt, man. I didn't think he was going to be an issue. Just didn't assess the threat correctly, I guess. And then when I did, I took him upstairs and I started taking a lot of damage. I realized it was an issue, but I didn't really have the tools I needed. Like I didn't have. That's not true. That's not true at all. I had a scroll of blinking. I could have used that. What I wanted was like potion of heal wounds or something, but I didn't have that, and so I should have done something else. Let's look over our inventory. What did we have that would have saved our life? Yeah, hasting would have been pretty good earlier. I just didn't think the gargoyle was a big deal. Like, I don't know. Thought we were punching pretty hard with our skills and heroism and everything. And, scroll of blinking, of course, is what I could have used. That was the main. I think that was the right answer. We have heal wounds, but I think it would have been a mistake to just blind quaff potions there. God, we could have even gotten cancellation to cancel our heroism and finesse. Would have been pretty bad. But, I mean, what actually did happen was pretty bad. Oh well. So there goes our streak. We're not going to win 3 Nemlex choices in a row. I'm probably not even going to win 3 games in a row in the tournament now, because now that I'm sort of done with the Nemlex streak, I'm not going to try this character again. I want to get some rest. This is hard work. Yeah, too bad. I'll probably play some more tournament games, and I will still go ahead and upload them, but maybe just a couple more over the course of the next 2 weeks. I don't want to. Maybe next weekend I'll go hard again. I don't know. We'll see. I just need a break from there's a lot of crawl, and it's always a little demoralizing to die. I'm not gonna start a new game right away. Probably later today I'll play a little. But you guys don't really care about the temporal aspect of this stuff. The videos just come up when they come up, and you watch them through the archives probably. I don't imagine anybody's watching all of these live. Oh well, sad times. That's a funny little bug. It's highlighting the wrong character. I guess because I spent long enough on the inventory screen and someone else died? Let me put that on the to-do list. I waited a while after dying before looking at the score list, and now it's highlighting 12's game instead of mine. So I assume he just died. Let's go check his score. Or actually, anyone above us could have just died. That would probably cause this highlight to be wrong. Like, we were probably in 408th place when we died, and it loaded that and saved it somewhere, but now we're in 409th because someone else has died. and it's now highlighting the 408th character, but displaying the current score list. That's my guess for like what's going on. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this playthrough, and I hope you enjoy all the crawl content. But like, hey, go watch GammaFunk's stream. Maybe he will still be streaming by the time this is done, since I'm done with the playthrough. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.